Hello and welcome to Inventors Arena. I'm Ed and this is Scott. Today we're going to be discussing a fun subject, the best Shark Tank episodes. What do you think about that, Scott?
Well, it's tough to pick a best one. They're all good, aren't they? We are fans of Shark Tank.
Yes, we're not affiliated with Shark Tank, but we certainly are fans.
Sure are part of the fan club, aren't we? So, yeah, we like to watch Shark Tank, and we like to see the good pitches, the mediocre pitches, the ones that we can use as examples on ways to enhance your pitch. There's never a bad pitch necessarily. There's just always way to enhance your pitch.
Yes, improvements to be done.
That's right. So, but Shark Tank is great. It's great for a number of reasons. It's probably one of the very few places where an inventor gets to see what happens when you sit down in front of an investor. Now, we also know it's staged and there's a lot of production that goes along with that, but there's a lot of reality that takes place once they get together in the room, and we're seeing very packaged pitches there. But when it gets down to the question and answer and what the sharks are looking for, it gets down to serious business.
Absolutely.
In a hurry, and that's good. So we like to watch Shark Tank. We're a big fan. Part of the Shark Tank experience is that no matter where you're at in your stage as an inventor, you can watch, you can see, this is what I should do. This is what I make sure I shouldn't do. And there's some things that we actually tell our clients not to do necessarily that the sharks do. But I think there's excitement. The Shark Tank experience brings excitement, and not everybody can be on there, but everybody should strive to be in front of the sharks, don't you think?
Yes, sharks are investors of different sorts. Yes.
Yeah, it's a fun experience. So we encourage everybody to think like the sharks and try to position yourself on the stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's fun to see the negotiation that goes on. See, well, right from the beginning, that somebody's coming out and they're going to give a pitch as anticipation, and then you see, oh, they've got their demonstration set up, and then there's the pitch, and then somebody's cutting them off, and all of a sudden it's in negotiation, and you're seeing the different sharks responding in different ways, and their different interests in different things, and so it's always a thing that we can relate to because we can cheer for the participants, and we want them to win, right? We want them to get that funding. And we also really, truly want the sharks to win too, because that kind of what makes it go too. So it's really a win-win, right? So I wonder why. I just thought about it so much. Like, why is it so popular year after year? Because a lot of television shows kind of lose their vibrancy or something. But I think it's because it's so relatable, especially to inventors and investors. But it's relatable to just your layman, normal TV watcher too. It's because it's exciting, because it's fun,
it's entertaining,
it's interesting, and it's because perhaps we can envision ourselves being one of the participants, especially as an inventor that is potentially looking for funding. You can absolutely see yourself sitting in there, and going through the motions. You might not know how to, but that's kind of why we went ahead and developed the course that we did.
Everybody has an idea and think, I could be there on the Shark Tank, right? I can present my idea. And a lot of companies have done that. Like you said, it's been one for several years. One company that we like to talk about all the time is Scrub Daddy.
Oh, we do.
These little guys right here, says Scrub Daddy. We're not affiliated with Scrub Daddy, but we sure are fans of this as well. And they were very successful on the Sharks.
Yes.
And I think they were the third highest revenue generating product to come out of Shark Tank thus far.
Yeah.
And everybody can relate to it. It's something that everybody can use in their house. Mm-hmm. Everybody can recognize a sponge. It's not rocket science. It's a sponge, right?
Yeah, there's really everything in there. There's trademarking, there's patenting, there's investing, there's development, there's engineering. It's just such a beautiful design, and it's so recognizable, right?
Yeah.
And that's what, I guess that's probably why it's one of our favorite, if not our favorite, because we're real connoisseurs in that. We want to see like all that's went into it, and it looks simplistic on the outside, but truly it's quite complicated, right?
And quite unique.
Yeah.
You think it's in the sponge industry, how unique can it be? But, you've got ways to hold it. So, you've got your smiley face, but you can also use those as ways to hold to scrub. It's a unique concept. And
absolutely.
probably 9 out of 10 households probably have Scrub Daddy or have had them in the last year.
And everybody's heard of it. And because of that, that's another reason why we just love it so much, is because.
So here's the box that most people will recognize on their local store shelves as they're walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
Scrub Daddy or now Scrub Mommy, I think.
Yeah, they've got a different
there,
product line for it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And to add in with it. And it's also because it's reached that true market success, right?
Yeah.
And, that's why we like to use it as just a really good example, because that's what I sure think it is.
Yeah, it's not only unique, but they were very big on the branding. And when Lori, was the shark that stood up and said, "Yes, I believe in you," within, I think, 7 days of time, they had like $40 million generated off of QVC because she had a relationship with QVC. And so that's an instant success. And boy, as an inventor, isn't that what you're looking for?
Yeah, it's that connection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Another one that I thought was really good was the Bombas Socks. It's kind of along the same lines of the Scrub Daddy. Like the Scrub Daddy was a sponge that became the fantastic sponge, really. And that's kind of what Bombas did with the socks. They made every improvement that you could think of, like everything from the fabric to the design, just to the look and feel, and everything kind of went into it. And I was just so impressed because they knew their market inside and out. They knew their competition. They knew their price point. They knew that. So they gave away with every purchase of socks. They gave away or
donated to charity, didn't they, or something? Yeah,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really added up well. And they had some tough questions on that, but they knew their numbers, like inside and out, backwards, forwards. And I was so impressed with that. And it actually ended up, if I'm not wrong, I think that was the most successful sales product from Shark Tank of all time.
Wow.
So, and you think about it, it's, one's a sponge,
one's a soft. Yeah.
But on steroids, right?
So, as an inventor, there's a huge marketplace for you, right?
Yeah.
Even in everything that you would think would be pedestrian, things in your everyday life, there's a uniqueness to it that so you can come up with that could be a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there are ideas that aren't a huge success. Well, they are, but, investors are looking for certain things. Mm-hmm. And just like Shark Tank investors, they have products that really fit their niche that they look for. And then they're looking for, will this get me a return on my investment?
Absolutely.
And we talk about the money part of it is, it's not the main goal, but somewhere along the way, it's a good measure of success. Yes. Oftentimes. And the Ring Doorbell, I think, is probably noted as one of the most popular ones that they passed on. That probably, if you talk to 3 of the 4 of them, they would say, if we had them back again, maybe.
Kind of like the Casey at the bat sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe things would be a little bit differently. But so the Ring Doorbell group came on and pitched, and I think they really did a really good pitch. Yeah. The pitch was good. It just did not resonate exactly with the Sharks for what they were looking for. And they passed on the deal. And being a good entrepreneur, so you have an inventor, but if you're also an entrepreneur, you keep moving forward, you keep progressing on your business plan, looking for your next opportunity, and they found it with Amazon.
Yeah.
And Amazon was able then to leverage their network to the generation of $1 billion.
Wow, one
billion.
Billion.
With a B. And I bet the Sharks probably wish they had a little piece of that $1 billion.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think it came down on that one. Like they felt the valuation was too high. And they actually did on the socks one that I was just talking about too. And that's all part of negotiation and what you were mentioning too, as far as running into, we call it obstacles. Now, if somebody doesn't accept or give you funding for your Ring Doorbell that is sometime going to be sold down the road for $1 billion, you just keep going. You look at that mentally as an obstacle rather than a dead end. And you just keep rolling and look at the success. And that's exciting too, right?
Yeah.
I think that's great. And you go out on every second door in the neighborhood, there's a Ring Doorbell. So that's success to us too, right? It's It's helping with security, all kinds of things that it benefits society with.
And we see that a lot. Investors get pitched with a lot of deals.
Yes.
And oftentimes, it's a negotiation tactic, but you want the most that you can get. So sometimes you do start with a high valuation and you come down, but you have to know your range.
Yes.
And you have to know what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. And sometimes with a particular investor, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And we like to say next, just like the investor will say no and go to the next inventor, the inventor needs to say next and go to the next investor.
Yeah, it's really a mindset because, as you delve deeper in, even just watching the Shark Tank episodes, when you're a first watcher, you're thinking, oh, that looks pretty easy. And then you drill down into it and you see how they've done their homework so well, and that it truly is having the process together and knowing your product inside and out, you inside and out. So when they come to you with these difficult questions and you can answer them just like doing backflips, answering, that is so impressive. And that's kind of why a lot of these made this list too. Like a Grooveback is another one. So, and it's a different type of invention. It's a mobile app and a subscription service. And it was ultimately purchased by Shutterfly for $14.5 billion. Again, those are big numbers, right?
Huge.
But, and the app allowed users to print up to 100 mobile photos per month and have them mailed in 4.5 by 6.5 softcover photo book for $2.99. So you see all the different numbers that go into there. There's you're doing it by your subscription basis. Very wise way to do things. You always get that residual money coming in, and then they figured out the best sizes to have them come in, probably for shipping and right down to everything. And it's a soft cover, and the price point's $2.99. That's what society is saying, and look at all the happy people. And ultimately it was taken off their hands by Shutterfly for 14.5. So there's another successful idea. Right?
Yeah.
And different industry, different invention, but success in itself, right?
Yeah, it's you just never know, do you? As an inventor, you just never know. You're sitting there thinking, could this be worth $1 billion? Well, I think the last valuation is they have now made $1 billion off of Scrub Daddy. Yeah. So the answer is yes, it could be $1 billion idea that you're sitting there with, and it doesn't have to be some complex product with microchips and new technology. And, we've got sponges and socks. And
yeah, I would say don't discount. I think a common thing probably is like, oh, it's just my idea and it's just really simple. But really simple is what you want. And don't discredit it, because a sponge or socks or an app or, whatever can be the next best thing, right?
Yeah, I think, the phrase we use from Da Vinci is simplicity is the ultimate sophistication.
Yeah, I love that quote. That's awesome, because simplicity is what a lot of these share in common. And simple, like when you look at the Scrub Daddy, it looks simple on its face, but it's like we were talking about with the episodes and answering all the questions. It's not truly simple. So it's complicated, but it's made simple, right? So I think that is like Leonardo would say, the ultimate sophistication.
And simple is something that everybody can understand, so it's easy to sell.
And it's easy to ship, but it's easy to manufacture, and it's easy to all kinds of things, right?
All of that goes into that thinking and the strategy and the packaging and the branding and where it's going to sell and all of that. Yeah, that's
absolutely. So I would just say that I would hope that you enjoy the shows. If you don't watch them already, I really encourage you to, and learn from them. Learn what's successful, what works great, and what isn't. It's lessons on both sides, right? Yeah. And know that it isn't easy, but it can be done with your product. And I would just say, practice your pitch. Go have some fun, right?
Practice, right? Because I can tell you that the people in Shark Tank have practice. Absolutely. They have that down to a T by the time they get out there. Yeah, they're not making that up as they go along.
No.
That's for sure.
It's not impromptu.
That's right. So if you've enjoyed our session, we hope you did. We would like for you to like and subscribe. If you have some ideas that you want us to share, and maybe some products that are out there that have been invented that you think are worthy of a discussion here, pass those ideas along to us. If you're looking for some additional resources, you're welcome to visit our website at theinventorsarena.com. And one resource that we have on there that a lot of people like, at the bottom of the page, we have the inventor groups across the United States. So if you're a new inventor and you're looking for a mentor or some help, your local inventors group is a good place to start.
Yeah, great group ambiance generally. You can learn a ton there. You meet different people that got solutions. You've got issues, or you help them, or it's just a really good group of people generally to be around because they're like-minded and they're very helpful. So that's what we want to see, because we're here to encourage you, and we want them to be there to encourage you too.
Absolutely. So go watch Shark Tank, take notes, enjoy the show, and enjoy our show.
Enjoy your day.
The Inventors